So I finally did it. Now what exactly did I do? Well, I have been playing Roblox Grow a Garden, and I built my garden all the way from 0 shekels to 100 trillion. And here's the funny thing about that. It was almost all through luck. Let me explain, because about a month ago I heard about this interesting game, Grow a Garden, and I was like, I gotta give it a try. But the thing is, I started playing and I felt like I was having some good progress, and I played, a couple of days here and there, 10, 20 minutes, whenever I could spare. I was feeling great about myself, but here's the thing, my biggest hater in life, also known as my younger brother, he also played the game and he was just like, that's it? That's your garden? Talk to me when you have 1 trillion shekels, and that stuck with me. Now again, I was determined I would surpass that 1 trillion shekels he had, and I definitely did. Now admittedly, it would be a long process. Now thankfully on the second day I was playing, somebody would be gracious enough to gift me a ton of stuff, which again, I don't care how I get success, as long as I get the success. And sure enough, somebody gifted me a lot of valuable pets. I sold some of them and I ended up with over 1 million shekels. In fact, I had around 10 million shekels. Now, admittedly, as much as I was enjoying the game, I did let a little bit of time go by before signing on to the game once again. And by a little bit of time, I mean a lot of time. It was about a month. I know that sounds horrible. Anyway, so I signed back on and I could tell like some of my pets, they were giving me strange looks. But regardless, I had around 10 million shekels and I was like, okay, I've got to build this up. I want to get to 1 trillion, but let me start with getting to 1 billion shekels. And over the course of the day, I would keep signing off and on 10, 20 minutes here and there. I would keep improving my garden and I finished the day with a staggering 6.7 million shekels. Yes, I know, I actually went down.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
So I was a long way off from my goal. Now, admittedly, it was because of my spending habits. I bought a lot of cosmetics, but can you blame me? I mean, they really made the garden look so much better. But regardless, I was about to sign off, feeling kind of defeated for the day. That's when somebody gifted me some more stuff, some tempestuous mutations. Now, I was stunned when I realized these things were worth billions. Now, admittedly, I couldn't sell them because I didn't know that they were favorited. I didn't even know that you could do that, and I definitely didn't know that you couldn't sell them if they were favorited. Thankfully, somebody told me, and I was like, okay, thank you, appreciate it. I sold them, and I had 17.5 billion shekels, so I felt like I had made massive amounts of progress. Again, most of it was simply because people had gifted me stuff. But then I decided after I got over 1 billion shekels, okay, the next goal would be 1 trillion shekels. I would surpass my hating brother, okay? To be fair, he kind of stopped playing the game a little bit, so it gave me a chance to catch up. And so today I signed back into the game with 17 billion shekels, and I'm like, okay, can I get to 1 trillion shekels by the end of the day? And admittedly, it was not looking good because I was really only losing shekels, mostly because I kept buying a lot of stuff. And in fact, I kept climbing the beanstalk and buying a lot more stuff. Now, admittedly, climbing that beanstalk was a bit of a nightmare at first. Like, it should not have been that hard. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's that hard. It was just too hard for me. Like, I was just like, it should not be this difficult. Are you oh my gosh. I'm losing my mind, man. Nice and easy does it. Okay. Yes. 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 Finally. People kept passing me over and over and over again as I was trying to climb this thing, and I could tell they were laughing at me. I can't prove that, but I know that. And I kept buying a lot of the seed packs from the giant and also restocking what he was selling me, which costs a lot, but hey, I was appreciating the fact that the seed packs kept giving me interesting plants. What are you selling? I don't care about becoming your friend. Okay, come on, come on, come on, something good. I don't know, I guess that's fine. Okay, whoa, legendary. What's a mangosteen? Okay, yes. So that was nice, especially because I don't have any Robux. So the fact that I could spend shekels on things was phenomenal. And so towards the end of the day, I felt like I had made so much progress. I felt like my garden was significantly better. And I had a grand total of a little under 10 billion shekels. So yes, once again, I had gone down because I spent so much restocking what the giant was selling me at the top of the beanstalk, which I understand the absurdity of that sentence, but it makes a lot of sense. But anyway, I was definitely starting to feel a little demoralized because I was like, will I ever surpass my brother? Don't get me wrong, I was definitely fueled by pettiness, but hey, I was going to use that. And just when I was getting ready to maybe sign off for the day once again, this is when someone came up to me and they were like, hey, I like the Stegosaurus you have. Would you like to do a trade? And I was like, I don't know, like maybe, what are you offering? And they were like, I don't know, how about 5 trillion shekels? And I was like, wait, what? Like, is that a T? Did I read that right? Like, that's not a B or an M. That's a T. They're not trolling me here. And as the sale was going through, I'm like, I don't know if I believe this. Like, is this going to go through? And then it went through, and I was like, okay. Thank you. Please accept. Please accept. Please accept. Thank you. I just got 5 trill. I just got 5 trill. Because again, as a reminder, my brother, my hating brother, was just like, talk to me when you have 1 trillion shekels. Well, hey, I've got 5 of them. I got 5 trill. And I was getting ready to sign off, like, okay, I could show this guy. And that's when somebody else came up to me and was like, hey, what about your Triceratops? Would you like to sell that? And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I don't really need more shekels, do I? But you know what? I'm a reasonable guy. I will listen to offers. But then he kept adding stuff, and I was like, okay. And then he started to add shekels, and then the number of shekels kept going up and up, and then it got to 1 trillion, then 10 trillion, then 100 trillion, and I'm like, that says 100 trillion, right?
Okay, whoa. Am I actually gonna get 100 trillion for this?
And then he offered, and I actually got kind of freaked out because I'm like, if this trade somehow falls through, I will quit the game. Like, I will be that upset. I will quit the game. But it didn't fall through, and I ended up with over 105 trillion shekels. My garden had come a long way.
Okay, look at that. Oh my gosh, I got to 100 trillion.
And here's the thing, it was almost all through luck. Like, it had nothing to do with me. I mean, I guess you could say being lucky is a skill. Not everyone would say that. I would like to say that. I want to take some credit for this. I mean, it's hard to, because again, it was mostly just luck with people gifting me stuff. Granted, I got 105 trillion shekels through trade, so I could argue it wasn't a gift. Like, hey, it was a fair trade. Okay, maybe it wasn't a fair trade, but it was a trade. And so at that moment, I realized I love this game. I get to succeed simply by getting lucky through none of my own merit. You know how great that feels? Because I can take credit for stuff I didn't even do. And also I told my brother, I actually went to him and I was like, hey, I got my garden to 10 trillion shekels. And he was like, I don't believe you. I need you to show me right now. And yes, I said 10 trillion because I got the number wrong because I forgot what it actually was when I went to go and talk to him. And so I showed him and he was like, wait, what? Okay, what kind of cheating did you do? And I was just like, pure skill. It wasn't, but he doesn't need to know that. Anyway, though, I am enjoying this game. I guess the next goal is 1 quadrillion, which I will admit I did have to look up what number comes after 1 trillion. But anyway, what do you think about this? If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please take a moment to subscribe if you aren't. And also like the video, that does help. And thank you for watching.